Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to apply file upload in Angular and Nestjs. You can see I have a preview file and upload file. If I click this preview file, you can see it will open my file and it will let me select any file that I want to upload to the server. Now I can select any file and open it. When I open it, you can see it will show this preview of the image and the name of the image, and if I click upload, you can see it will upload to the server. Now if I go to my API client, my API, and go to the public, you can see it has successfully uploaded. You can also see the progress bar by first it is select a larger file. By uploading larger file, you can see the progress bar. Let's select this file example. Let's select this file. Sorry. And if I click upload, you can see it will show me this progress bar. Now this is what we will create in this video. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, first you need to go to link in the description. You need to clone this repo. So after you clone it, you'll find this file. So after finding this file, let's open it. You can see we need to create a public file which we can store our photos or any other static images. So let's go to API and let's create a folder. Now let's set it to public. Now you can see I've created a public. Next, in order to store the image on our server, we need to create a middleware which we can intercept and store our images. So in the sort file, create a new file which says app.middleware.ts. You can see I've created a middleware. Now in the middleware, we need to create a function which can intercept and change its name and store create a callback function and store our file in our server in the public folder. So first we need to install a Melter package. So go to this and cd into API. Now first let's install Melter. Now this package will we can use this package to store our files on the server in the public folder. Now it will take some time until it installs. Let's wait this. Yeah, now as you can see, I've installed the package. Now let's import it. Let's go to here and import this. Import disk storage. Disk storage from Melter. Let's wrap it in the bracket. You can see now. You can see it is correct, but it says it's never used. Now in the bottom we will use it. Now let's create a function export const storage. Let's create a storage function. Storage equals, and it's an object, not a function. Let's create a storage of disk storage. which is the above one, you can see. Now let's create another object, and inside let's create a destination and the destination of, we can store this on the public folder, so let's give it a public, and a comma, another file name. You can give it the normal file name, or you can intercept the name and change it. In my case, I can intercept the name and change it to what I want, so I'll show you that. File name, sorry, there is an error here. No, there is not error, so we can give it now we can give it request, which is the request object, file, the incoming file object, and the other is callback function, which is CV. You can name it callback function, or you can name it another name. For now, I can use callback function, and let's give it is a function, so let's give arrow and let's give a function, and we need to, because this function is async await function, we need to create try and catch. So let's create a try block, and let's again create another constant, which his name is file name, and which is let's rename the file name to date now, and let's give the original name. So like this, you can see now if I give date dot now and slash, and let's give file dot original name. Now you can see we have added a date of the file, because if you upload two files which they have duplicate names, so in order to solve that problem, I have given a unique name to each element. Each file we uploaded has different dates, so they don't have duplicate name. So we'll solve that problem by creating a date now. Now next, after we have created the date now, we need to call our callback function. So we need to say callback and null and file name. The first part of the parameter, or the first part of the callback function, is error. If there is no error, we'll say null, and if we execute the file name correctly, we'll give the file name this file name. We have already updated our file name, so we have already given this file name on the callback function. But if there is an error, we need to catch the error. Catch error, and let's give another function, and again we need to call our callback function again, and at this time the error is not null, it has an error. So in this case we need to create new and HTTP exception, which we can import from Nest command. You can see now after that, after we called HTTP exception, we need to create a bracket, and we need to pass the message. So the message will be failed to generate file name. Now we need to add a comma, and let's give another HTTP status, which is which may be 400 or 201. So HTTP status. We can also import this from nest command. You can see we have imported from nest command. Now after HTTP status, we need to give it dot and internal server error. You can see we have updated all the elements. Now after this executes, the file name will be null because there is no file name if there is an error. So we need to give a null on the file part. You can see, and let's give this, and let's save it. Sorry, there is an error. Let's see that. So now I've got the problem. The problem was prettier slint, so we can disable it by slint disable prettier and prettier. You can see I have already disabled it, or you can if you don't add this line, it will add the error, but the error does not affect the runtime, so it doesn't have much effect of our development. So next we have created our middleware. Now let's go to our controller and let's create our controller. So our controller name is upload controller. So first we need to import the storage middleware. So import storage from app middleware. You can see I've already imported the storage middleware. Now we can use it inside our controller. So let's call it not app controller, let's call it upload controller. Now inside this we need to create a post method which we can post from our frontend to the server or to the public folder. So not get method, we need to set a post method which is capital letter P and post, which you can import from Nest command. You can see we need to omit this, and comma. You can see we have now imported the post method. Now the post method will be upload. You can set it to normal this route, but for this video I'll use upload method. You can see I have created the upload. Now we need to navigate localhost 3000/upload to access this route. So next let's create our function. So before creating our function we need to create an interceptor which we can use to intercept our file function. So we can use interceptor. Use interceptor. Let's import this, and the interceptor will be file interceptor. So when we reach the file interceptor route, before go to this route, the interceptor will intercept and change its name and update the state. So it will intercept and do all the things, and after that we will reach the post or the upload route. So first we will need import the file interceptor. It is built-in function. So file interceptor, you can see I can import this, and we can see first it will check file. If we change this file to other name, it will not allow any other names. It will only allow the name with files. I'll see you on the next section. So after that it will check the file name, which must be file, and after that it will add the storage function, which is our middleware which we have created before. So now after doing this, next there is an error. It is an ASLint error, so we need to save it and it will omit it. Now after that we need to create a function. Let us delete this function and let's create a function which is upload function, upload file, and let's create a bracket, and it has a built-in decorator, upload file. You can see upload file. Now let's create the function and let's give it a parameter of file. You can see, and let's give it the function. First, after we get the function, let's console log the file. Now after getting the file, first we console log it. Next we need to add try and catch block. Try, let's give file, let's create a constant which is file size in bytes, and which is file dot size. Next, let's give another name to file size in kilobytes equals file size in bytes over 1024. And next, let's add another file size in megabytes equals file size in file size, not in bytes, file size bytes. Or you can change this to in bytes. In bytes over 1024. You can see now we have changed it. First we'll get the file size in bytes. Second, we need to change this to in kilobytes. Next, this is not byte. We'll change this kilobyte to megabyte. So in kilobytes, you can see we have changed this to megabyte. So we have three sizes in bytes, in kilobytes, and in megabytes. So after doing this, we need to return inside the try catch block. We need to return. After this, return file name. First, you need to return file name, and which is file dot name. Next, after returning this, this is not file name dot file dot file name. You can see we need to return this. There is some error. Yeah, it is comma. Let's save this. I don't know what it is. Don't know what's the problem. Now let's give a size the size will be int3. First we can return in bytes, which is file size. In bytes, in kilobytes, which is file size. In kilobytes. Now next, first we need to change this to fix it, so that we need to only show to the point of 2 digits, only 2 digit numbers will be shown, and after that it will omit all the numbers. So to fix it, and 2, you can see you can fix the float number and megabyte, and file size, and in megabytes, and 2 fixed, and 2. Now we have created all this. Now next, let's now, I don't know, there's some problem. Okay, let's see this. Now let's add a cache method. For now we have only the try method. Next, let's add a cache method after return. After returning the file, let's add a cache method. Catch error. Let's first console log the error, console error and error, and throw the error. Now we have some problem here. Let's see that. Yeah, I found the problem. The problem was there was a bracket here, but that was the problem, so I have deleted the bracket. Now our error has gone. Now let's check with Postman. Now let's create a new document, and let's upload a file. First let's create a post. You can see you can use post, and let's enter our URL, localhost 3000, and upload, and go to body and check form data, and in the key part you can see we can have a file, and the name will be as I have shown you in the previous section. The name will be file, and we need to select the file. Let's select some random file. You can see let's select this file and send this. Let's see the result. It's loading. You can see it has created our file. Now if I go to the public, you can see it has created our file. Let's now create the front-end part. So first go to the HTML part and select all by Ctrl A and delete them. Let's give them h1 element and hi. Now let's go to the component element and let's create the components. So first let's assign a variable. So let's select selected variable, selected file. Let's give it a file. This is Java, the normal JavaScript property, file property. There is some error. This error can be solved by go to tsconfig and let's set the strict to false. Now the problem will be solved. Let's save it. You can see now the problem is solved. Next, now we have created a constant. Now let's create a function on file selected. File selected, and let's give it event, which is any, and let's create a bracket. And the console, let's first console log the event. Let me show you that, and let's save this. Now go to this HTML file and let's create the HTML. So let's create an input and type of file, and on change you can see you can give it a change property, and the change property will have on file selected, and the parameter will be event. And let's close this and save it, and let's start our dev environment. First let's go to frontend, and let's start by pressing Nestjs. You can see now it will start our dev environment. Now it's building, as you can see. Now it will create all the necessary files. Now let's press this. It will open on the browser. Let's control click this. Now you can see it will open on the browser. Now let's inspect this. Sorry for the lag. Let's open the console, and it is initializing. Sorry for that. Now let's choose a file. Now it will open the file. I can see after it opens the file. Now let's select the file and open it. Now you can see when I open it, it will create an event. You can see it has these properties, but what we need is event.target and files. we need this property, and from files we need 0, or the file property. It has the name plus modified and other properties, so we need this property. We can also use let's go to this and let's show you. We can also give event or target dot files and 0. Now it will log only the files, not this property. Now if I select the file, you can see now if I go to this and select the assignment tool, you can see it will only show the files property. Now let's go to the app component and let's assign this files property to our assigned name property. Now to do that, let's go to the app component and let's delete this, and on files selected, let's assign this dot selected files, selected file equals event dot target dot files 0. Now we can show these selected files on our template. Now next, to show the selected files on the screen, we need to set a conditional statement. So if we can give this conditional statement, if this dot selected file, if there is a selected file exists, we can give a conditional statement. We can show the selected files on the screen. To do that, we need to create a new constant, which is reader, and which is new reader, file reader, which we can use to render the image and the name to the screen. So file reader, and reader onload, reader dot onload equals event, let's give it arrow function, and let's assign another URL which is used to show the file on the screen, which is selected file URL, and let's set it to string. So now we need to give it this dot selected URL, file URL, not URL, selected file URL equals if event dot target dot result. Let's take this as a string. Now it will show on the screen, and there is some problem. Let's see this, and let's save this. Sorry for this. Yeah, I've solved the problem now. I have moved the if statement inside the on file selector. Now the problem is solved. Now we have assigned as a string. Now the next part is now we need to assign reader dot read as data URL. we can assign this to this dot selected file. Now it will render this on the screen. I will show you that next. Let's save this. Now you can see we have select first. When we select, it will assign this selected file to even target 2 files. Now after that, if this selected file exists, we can create a new file reader, and this file reader will render our content to the template. Now the other is when we upload the file, we need to push it to our server. So in order to do that, we need to create another function. So this, let's say this function to on upload, and let's assign, let's give it a function. When we upload, let's give a new form element. New form element equals new form data. Let's assign fd dot append. Let's set it to file. As I have shown you in the previous section of on the server, we need to assign a file name, which is a file. If we change this to other name, we need to change this to on the server also. So for now, I will assign the file name. So now the second parameter is this dot selected file, and the third is optional. We can omit it now. We have assigned this selected file. Now after we have assigned to this, we need to push it to the server. So in order to push it, we need to create HTTP client. So first we need to create a constructor function above this. Let's create below the selected function, I think, yeah, constructor function, and let's create the constructor function, and let's create HTTP client. Let's give private, and let's give it HTTP, and HTTP client, I think, HTTP client. Now this function is used to post our file to the server. So after on upload file, after creating this form data, we need to upload this file to our server. So to do this, we need to call this HTTP client. So this dot HTTP dot, we need to post our data, and our post URL will be the server URL. So that is http://localhost 3000/upload, and we can post the form data. So we can say this fd. Now this will upload our files to the server when we trigger this on upload function. So let's go to our template and let's show you how to trigger this function. And let's go here. You can see I have selected the file. Now next, in order to upload this file, we need to create a button file to trigger this function. We can also hide this input, and we can show the button to select the file. So in order to do that, first we need to create a button, and we need to select, we need to see preview file. Let's see preview file, and After this, let's give a type of button, and let's see click equals. First, let's give a selector to this element. Now we need to say file input, and when we assign the click to this file input, and let's give the input file a style of none, and when we see this, only the button will be shown. So on the click element, file input dot click, and let's give a style of none, style display none. Now this input will not be shown, but this button will be shown, and when we click this button, this input will be triggered. Now you can see we have triggered all files. Now let's show you that there is some problem. I don't know what it is. Let's reload this. Yeah, some problem. Yeah, the error is, I think we need to import HTTP client module. So let's go to here, and from this I can import HTTP. Where is that? Yeah, this. We can import this and copy this. Let's paste here. Now let's save this. Now it will work. Now you can see the input is hidden. For now we can show only the button. I can see the button is shown, the input is hidden. Now let's create the other components. Also, this is only used to upload the file, but there is no progress bar for now. Now let's create the progress bar for this. In order to create that, we need to use the HTTP event type. So first let's show you without the progress bar. Let's show you that. So go to HTML. Now I've created this preview file. Now next I need to show it. So let's create the button, and after this we need to say upload. And let's give it a click event, and let's give it on upload. Now when we click this, we will upload the file. For now let's hide this, let's comment this out, only show, let's show this. Now we need to go to this, and we need to choose the file first. First you need to restart your Nest application, your server application. So sorry for this. Go to this. Now we need to let's first select this, and let's upload this. Now let's check this on our Nest file. It's not working. Let's check that, and I will back. Yeah, the problem is we need to, this is unobservable, so we need to subscribe to this. and we can now console log the values. So event, let's say this event, and let's console.log the event. Now let's check this. After we pause this, now we need to console log this, and let's now select this, open this. You can see we need to check the course policy on our backend, because the course policy will block our upload if you don't allow it. So let's assign the course policy. Okay, let's go to let's go to let's close this. Let's go to our backend, and on the main file, on the main test file, which was that let's enable course. So now let's create another terminal, and let's go to API and npm install course. Yeah, it's built-in function, so we didn't need to install course, but for now let's install it and let's show you. Now let's go to this and app.enable course, and now origin, let's give it HTTP localhost 3000, 4200, and let's give it a comma and methods get put patch posts and delete, and credentials true. You can see now we have given the course element. Now it should work fine. There is, yeah, it is nothing. Now this would work. First we need to delete this, both of them, and add a new terminal, and cd API nest start. It will start the Nest application. You can see now we need to go to this and reload this. Now you need to choose the file. Let's select this and upload this. You can see now it has uploaded successfully. Now if you go to our API, you can see it has successfully uploaded our file. Now it has successfully uploaded, but now we need to show the progress bar of this bar. So in order to do that, let's close this and go to our component, and on the component file we need to add an event which is report progress. So we need to add another comma, and we need to add an object, you can see. So in this object we need to add report progress to true. Now this will give us the progress of the event, and let's give observe events, comma. Now this will give us the event. So if there is a progress, it will show us on the event. So on the subscribe event we don't show the event, we show the event type. So we need to give the if statement. So for this, first we need to import event type from Angular HTTP. So we need to import HTTP event type, I think. Yeah, HTTP event type. So we need to import this. Now after that we need to go to this, and we need to create if statement, and if event dot type equals HTTP event type dot upload progress. We need to assign the upload progress in the top. Yeah, you need to assign upload progress at the top. Also, let's Control X this, and let's paste it here. Let's delete this, and let's give upload progress number equals, let's assign initial 0. There is an error here. Yeah, so if this event type equals upload progress, we need to give maths.round element. So first we need to check if it's not null. If event dot total, at the initial the total value will be null. So first we need to check that, and if it's not null, and also event dot total is not equal to undefined. Now let's give our logic. We need to assign this dot upload progress. For now, let's console this dot log this maths.round events dot loaded over event dot total times by 100 times by 100. Let's save this. There is an error here. Declaration statement. Let's fix that. Yeah, I've got the error. The error was there was a missing bracket here. So first we need to check event type. If the event type is uploading, we need to give if the total is not null, and if the total is undefined, we need to console log this. But if the event finished, so we need to give, in that case we need to render the response. So in that case, let's go to where is it? Here we need to say else if event dot type equals http event type dot response. You can see now if this dot response, we need to console log dot log the event. After the file uploaded successfully, we will show this, but if the file is uploading, we will show this. So let's check this now. First let's save it, and let's go to this, and let's go here. You can see I've uploaded this. You can see it will show 100% and uploaded, but if I upload large file, you can see the progress. Let's show you. Let's upload a larger file. Let's upload a film. And let's upload this. You can see it will show the upload progress. You can see, but for now I don't show this. And I can see when I upload this, it will show the upload progress, and when the upload progress finishes, it will show the response event or the success message. So now we have created this. Now we need to translate this, all this to the template. So in order to do that, I have created the upload progress and selected file URL, and not that it will select file URL for showing the upload progress, but we use upload progress. So if event type is this, in order to console, instead of console logging this, we need to assign the upload progress to this property. So we need to delete this, and we need to assign this dot upload progress equals, we have assigned this, and you can see we don't change this. So now we have finished our upload file logic. Now we need to translate this to the HTML file, which is not that hard. It is very easy. So let's uncomment this, and let's create that file. So first let's create also the CSS. So first let's create the div element above this all, div element, and let's give it a class of parent I don't create the CSS file. It is very simple. So let's create another. Let's create the container element, another container element, class container, and inside this let's put the input here, and let's save this, and also the preview file. Let's put the preview file here, and let's give it a class of button 1. Let's save this. Let's delete this. Now after this, after button 1, let's delete this first, and let's create if statement, if selected file, let's copy and paste all the HTML elements. It is very simple, it's not worth it to write, so let's copy and paste that. So now, as you can see from this, using the file renderer, we will render the file on the template. You can see I have created the if statements. If selected, we can render the image and the container, and if it is upload progress, as I have shown you, I have translated the console log element to this template, and I can render the progress bar. The progress is also built-in HTML file. So also I will also copy and paste the CSS, and I will show you later. So after you create this, you copy the CSS files and the HTML file, you can find this type of layout. You can see the HTML. I have created all the HTML files like this, and all the CSS files like this. You can find all the code in the description, and you can preview the file. You can see, let's select this. You can see it is a video, so this doesn't have any image. Let's create an image. Let's select image. Let's select this file. You can see the image will be rendered here, and when we upload to the server, you can see it will upload the file successfully. Now this is how you upload file using Angular and Nestjs. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.